Hey guys, this is Taylor here. So a little preface before the video. I used OBS to record the overlay of Nvidia Shadowplay because I could not change the configuration settings while recording with Shadowplay, so I had to use an external program to record over recording software, and as a result of that, the video quality is actually quite poor, but I assure you that Shadowplay, when set up correctly, has excellent video quality. So just compare what you're seeing now to what you will be seeing, and you'll see that the difference is like night and day. So I'm using Shadowplay right now. This is what my desktop would normally look like. This is basically what Shadowplay is. It's quite decent for recording video, and unfortunately the OBS video quality, at least in my setup, was quite poor, so sorry about that. Can't really fix it, but you won't have to worry about it in future videos. Without further ado, here's the video. Hey guys, this is Taylor here, and today I'm going to be going over Shadowplay settings for YouTube. Now, if you wanted to record your gameplay and upload it to YouTube with commentary, or just to showcase a game or your desktop, you kind of want to follow these settings. Now, I'm going to be doing my little tips and tricks off of 1080p particularly because that's the monitor I use. I'm not sure about the optimal settings for 1440 or 2160 because I don't have a monitor or even a graphics card that can support that. But you have set up Shadowplay and you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to record. So traditionally people would just click start record, right? That's all that there is to it. Not really. If you go into Customize, you're going to see a menu similar to this. Now, obviously, you're going to want to click 60. I believe it defaults to your monitor's refresh rate, but I could be wrong. 1080p, 60, and then bitrate. Some people don't really get what bitrate is, and I have an elementary understanding of it, but essentially, it's how much information from the video is captured per second, listed in megabytes. So at 50 megabytes of information of the video, or of the frames being created by the GPU, will be captured and stored in a video file somewhere else. YouTube recommends uploading at 12 megabytes a second. Now, while this is good, and you could set it to 12, the visual fidelity at that range isn't amazing. Now, the higher in bitrate you go, the larger your file sizes will be. And that's because each frame contains more information than a smaller megabit per second frame size. Now, I wouldn't recommend pushing 50 because YouTube, in their processing methods, downscale that to 12. It's basically for bandwidth issues. I could go on about that for ages, but they downscale that. I particularly would recommend 25. It is roughly double the bitrate, because at that point you are not creating huge file sizes where an hour of recording is fucking 30 gigs, but you're also not giving up visual fidelity. You're kind of in the nice sweet spot of fidelity and performance, and that's enough for recording settings. Next, I wanted to add a little note about audio. So Shadowplay records all the audio into one track, so desktop, game, separate application, and your microphone audio will all be recorded in one audio track. You cannot change this, to my knowledge, and it's unfortunate, but you just can't do anything about it. So it is of the utmost importance, if you're going to be doing YouTube videos or short, informational type things, that you get your audio levels correct. So you never want the game audio to be louder than your audio or your friend's audio. You want it to be 5 decibels above or so. I'm not an audio engineer per se, but that's kind of where you want it to be. You want it to be not very loud, not ear-piercingly loud, but you want it to be more audible than the game audio. And you can configure your microphone settings specifically in this little microphone tab, and you click on it, a little drop-down menu will give you this. Now, depending on your specific setup and your Windows settings for your microphone audio, you can set this to be louder or quieter than it is, But just keep in mind, when you record with Shadowplay, all of your audio tracks will be brought into a single track of audio. So if something is awry, or if your buddy's audio is too loud, or if the game audio is too loud, you have to fix that in the game, in Discord, in TeamSpeak, respectively. Now, as a last final note, if you wanted to sort of fix this scenario and only have to worry about audio configurations of two sources, the game and whatever team chat thing you're using, you could always turn the microphone off and then use a separate program like Audacity to capture your audio, splice the two together, and synchronize it. But if you're just beginning on YouTube, that might be a little bit difficult. It's always an option, so in order to do that, you'd obviously record in Audacity or an alternative program similar to that, and Shadowplay, and then splice the two audio things together, and there you go. But if you wanted to do that, just turn off your microphone there. I don't actually know anything about the webcam capture software. I've personally never used it, and I'm not sure I would recommend it from the things I've seen. But for gameplay and for audio capture, Shadowplay is pretty decent. But you just want to make sure your settings are fine, because like most tools, if used properly, can help immensely, and if used incorrectly, can set you back. So this has been Taylor Talks, and I'll catch you guys in another one.